Business Insider spoke to a handful of tech employees over the age of 50 to see whether or not they've been victims of age discrimination in Silicon Valley. Now, unsurprisingly, many of them have dealt with some age discrimination, and their stories are fascinating to say the least. Now, a group of Google employees are referred to as greyglers, and that's for Google employees over the age of 40.
Oh, wow, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it's so interesting because back in 2007, Mark Zuckerberg made a point about how younger people are better in the tech industry because they're smarter, which is kind of a strong statement to make. I don't think they're necessarily stronger, but they might be more tech savvy. Also, at the same time, back in 2007, it was kind of common knowledge that people in their 20s were applauded and celebrated, whereas people in their 30s were tolerated. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just, this is so incredible because look, ageism impacts everyone across all fields of work. But when it comes to the tech industry, it's kind of a different beast because the tech industry requires technology to change and advance on a regular basis, right? The next new hot thing is out there, and it's up to you as someone who works in that field to keep yourself up to date. It's not like a job where you learn one thing and you become an expert in that one thing and then that's it. No, the tech industry is constantly changing. So according to one person, these are all anonymous individuals because they don't want to get fired from the jobs that they're currently at. There's definitely age discrimination. When it came time for him and other managers to choose employees or for pink slips, age is one of the decision points, right? So when you're trying to lay people off, let's get rid of the older employees for a number of different reasons.
For one thing they haven't talked about yet is that the younger guys, they might be more tech savvy. Saying they're smart is ridiculous, right? And you're not going to show me any scientific studies that show that people keep getting smarter throughout the ages. Hey, if you say that people going to, for example, really good schools are smarter now because the competition is tougher, that's true, right? But one age bracket is not any smarter than another age bracket. And if you say that, it's a kind of an ironic point to make because it's kind of a dumb point. All right, anyway, but the other factor is price.
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that. Absolutely.
So if it turns out you got a really tech-savvy kid who you don't have to pay as much.
Pay him $25,000, $30,000 a year.
That's right.
He'll take it.
Right, or you've got someone who's got more seniority, who's really good, but you're paying him a lot more. Well, that is going to be a factor, right?
Yes. And again, keep in mind that with younger people, they're more likely to know what's happening in, recent tech news, right? So I'll get to that in a second. Let me give you more. Another person says, sooner or later, your corporation will get rid of you, not because you're old, but because they are concerned with what kind of face they put in front of their clients. They want to be thought of as youthful, to look progressive, ironically.
Yes.
And they won't put a guy out there who is 60 years old. I know it's stupid, but you would be surprised how many people think like that. Now, let me give you some numbers. In 2012, across all industries, there were 3,488 age discrimination employment complaints filed with California's Department of Fair Housing and Employment. California is important to keep in mind because that's where Silicon Valley is, of course. Now, in 2014, it actually jumped to more than 4,500 complaints. Okay, so they're increasing and it's becoming more of an issue. But the advice that the successful older people in the tech industry are giving to, their peers is that you have to continuously adapt. You have to continuously learn new technology, master new skills in order to remain relevant in an ever-changing field of work.
And I'll add to that. You got to build your brand. That might sound annoying to people, but it's a reality. If you build up a name in your industry, right? Well, then you're going to be more valuable. And if someone's the same age but hasn't kept up with technology as Anna says, well, then you've made a mistake. Then there's a good reason not to hire you, right? But also, that is one thing you build with time. Your brand and your name value is an asset that you continue to accrue, right?
Yes.
And so that is your one advantage against the younger tech-savvy workers. So you have to be cognizant of that. So sometimes that's great because you're actually accomplishing things, and that's why you built up your brand. Because, hey, look at what Bob did. That's amazing, right? And sometimes it's BS marketing and super annoying. Yeah. And that's why people play politics within companies, right?
That's right.
And that's real and annoying.
So I want to leave you with one graph that I think is super fascinating. And it shows you all the different major tech companies and the median age of its employees.
Wow.
So at Facebook, the median age is 28. That's amazing.
Amazing. Okay, Google is 30, right? LinkedIn, where you feel like, oh, LinkedIn, some serious business people. I mean, for their employees, its median age is 29, right?
Oh my God.
Like the oldest one is Hewlett Packard at 39. That's not that old either.
It's amazing. Yeah, 39 is not that old. This is devastating. This is devastating.
Hey, look at the upside. If you're a young person trying to get into the business, apparently their doors are open.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hey, look at the silver lining, right? I don't mean silver as in old.
Good thing you created your own company, Uygur.
I know. But that, by the way, that's part of why I did it, right?
Yeah.
I don't like being at the mercy of other people.
I know.
Right? So when you work in another company, you got to deal with bullshit like this. So, I mean, look, to be fair, I don't know if we're considered a tech company, but we have fired everyone over the age of 50. Oh, Jimmy just turned 50. Oh, no.
Bye, Jimmy.